Hey, this is Big Sexy Kevin Nash. You listen to InYourHeadOnline.com, the only place to hear people like me tell it like it really is.
All right, we're back, and we're joined by Torrie Wilson. I want to welcome to In Your Head.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Yourself?
Great, thanks.
Now, let everybody know you're also going to be part of the Wrestlers Rescue, along with Dawn Marie, who we just talked to, and that's this Saturday at Piscataway, New Jersey. And all the information's going to be right on the website. Dawn really went over it really well. You yourself, you know, we heard that you had a bad back, and that's why you got out of wrestling. How are you doing health-wise?
I'm doing okay. I had back surgery in June, and I'm just trying to heal up. It's not healing as fast as I hoped, and, you know, I'm just kind of keeping my fingers crossed that it gets back to normal so I can enjoy a normal life.
Mm-hmm. Now, how did you get involved with the Wrestlers Rescue?
Well, I kind of lost contact with Dawn Marie for a while, quite a few years, actually, and she called me up a couple months ago to touch base and tell me about the whole Wrestlers Rescue idea she had and what she was doing, and, you know, we caught up for quite a long time, and she asked if I'd be interested in doing it, and I was like, you know, of course. Sounds like a great idea. It's a great thing that, you know, that she's putting together to help people, and to have the opportunity to join in, it's quite an honor. She's got a lot of people helping out, and it's, you know, I think it's going to be really big.
Mm-hmm. Now, you said, you know, about your back. When we talked to Dawn, she said when she got into wrestling, she never really wanted to be a wrestler. She just wanted to be like a manager valet. Did you want to be in the ring, or do you feel like you were pressured to, you know, become a wrestler?
I don't think I was ever pressured. You know, the first probably year and a half that I was in wrestling, I had no desire whatsoever to be a wrestler. Mostly because I really didn't even really know anything about wrestling to begin with, so the whole thing was so new to me. But when I started on with WWE, you know, they asked me to learn how to take bumps in the ring and, you know, just basically to protect myself. And then they started putting me in smaller roles in matches. And the more I actually started doing, the more I actually really got into it. And, you know, when I felt myself improving, it was, you know, it was kind of like a snowball for me. I was just, you know, I really, really did want to improve and you know, become women's champion someday. I just got real caught up into it. And, you know, I really did enjoy it, and I loved being out there in front of the crowd and you know, getting the reactions. Yeah.
Now, a lot of people say, you know, they credit Fit Finlay for really helping the Divas, like, improve in the ring. Would you say he was very helpful to you?
Oh, definitely. Fit always went to bat for the girls, and, you know, he was always fighting for more time in the ring for the girls, and, you know, when, you know, they even when they were throwing these, you know, pudding matches and all the other crap
right.
for, you know, at us to do, Finlay, you know, we were always fighting to do, you know, I guess make the best out of what we were thrown with. And, you know, he was always there to help us. And, you know, I was always begging Fit to let me take fair shots at a putting match, and he'd just laugh at me. We wanted to, like, prove ourselves.
Now, actually, a match I remember was actually more in WCW. It was in WCW. Was the scaffold match with you and Shane versus Madusa and Kidman. Was that like scary being up on the scaffold?
Oh God, it was so scary. And to make it just, you know, that much worse, Madusa let me know right before we went out there that if I messed up, she was going to throw me off for real.
Mm-hmm.
So of course I was extremely. It worked. Whatever she wanted to do, it sure did scare me.
Right. I've heard that she was like stiff with some of the other like the women that might not have been like maybe not going to wrestle, be wrestlers, whatnot. Was she stiff with you at all? Besides, you know,
oh yeah, she was stiff with me.
Right.
It's just, yeah, specifically, I remember one time I was in the ring for some reason, and she ran out. It was during some taping. And she ran out in the middle of the match, and I was supposed to feed towards her for a big, huge kick in the middle of the ring across my head. So we practiced it over and over and over in the middle of the day, and she kept saying, you better make sure you stick your, you know, give me the right part of your neck and all that so I don't hurt you. So I do exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, and she mule kicks me in my gut as hard as she can and knocks me across the ring, and I was dry heaving on the side of the ring. And afterwards, she told me that she meant to do that. But needless to say, I didn't really have much to say to her because it's not like I could actually kick her ass or anything.
Right. We got a caller here on the line. We got Jai.
Hi, Torrie.
Hi.
I know a couple of years ago you came to Sandwich, Massachusetts, and stayed here on vacation. You stayed at Mr. Cullen's house. I wish I could have met you when you were here.
Where?
You stayed in Sandwich, Massachusetts at Bob Cullen's house. Do you recall that? A couple of years ago?
No, I don't.
This guy's just crazy.
We got a stalker here on the line with the...
I don't know if I just wasn't there or if I don't remember.
Right.
They told. Well, I saw your autograph, and I just thought that was cool that you came down to Sandwich, Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's in Cape Cod if you're not familiar with sandwiches. But do you have a question from the board, Inchman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question from the message board. This guy with a rather crazy name, Psycho Goatee, wants to know, how did you enjoy your on-screen romance with Carlito?
Well, everything was fine except for the time that I had to kiss him. I was like, he's a really good friend of mine, and it was really, really hard. And every time he tried to pull me in, I was like pushing my head away from him. Like, it was so gross. But, other than that kiss, I had fun working with him just because he's a good friend of mine, and, it was easy.
Mm-hmm. I play that banana scene on loop on my TV.
The what scene?
When you're eating the banana with Carlito.
Oh, that's creepier than the caller.
That was Maven.
Right. Yeah, I didn't pay attention to who else was there. I just paid,
I think I want to forget about that one.
Barb, do you have a question?
I definitely do. One of our fans who goes by the name of, I better check it, it's Rocca, who wants to know, was there anything you were asked to do by the WWE you felt uncomfortable about and refused to do?
Gosh, the only thing that that really sticks out, there were things that I pulled back on, believe it or not, like, I guess, shedding clothes in the ring and stuff like that. There's a few times that I wore a thong in the ring that I, now looking back, am mortified because that's really not me, and there were kids in the audience, and, I didn't really think about all that. But the one time that sticks out to me is at Unforgiven. I was in a bikini contest with Sable, and they wanted me to wear rhinestones only, covering my nipples. And my outfit was pretty small anyways, but I kind of ixnayed that one.
All right. Yeah, that's what I'm wearing right now for this interview.
Me too.
Oh, excellent. You bet it's on the website, man. Let everybody know again, it's go to wrestlersrescue.org. It's the big event is this Saturday. It's in Piscataway, New Jersey, Radisson Hotel. And during the day, they got a convention, the autograph signing, and then that night is a semi-formal dinner. And you'll be there. Dawn Marie will be there. Terri Runnels. There's a lot of people will be there.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting.
Mm-hmm. Is there anybody that's on that show that maybe you haven't caught up with in a lot of time? You're looking forward to meeting again?
Well, of course, Dawn Marie. I haven't seen her in a very long time. Terri Runnels. I'm sure pretty much anyone. I haven't seen very many people in a while, so anyone that's there. I know Tracy Bingham's going to be there. I'm excited to meet her. Mm-hmm. Nick Foley, of course. I love him and can't wait to see him. And Nick Mitchell, my boyfriend, he's going to be there, so I'm really excited to see him there.
Yeah. They always say Mick Foley talks about in his book that, like, he's friends with all the divas. What is it about Mick Foley that,
He's just a big teddy bear, and he's so sweet, and he's I don't know, he's just a very warm person. He's very genuine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
We got one more call here. We'll get to him quick. We got Kix on the line. Do you have a quick question? Kix?
What?
Kix.
You're up.
Hello?
Kix, do you have a question?
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Ask your question.
Yes. Hi, Jack.
Yep, you're on there with Torrie Wilson. You got a question?
Hi, sorry. Hey, Torrie, how you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, I recently went through my space. You still look very good. Gotta say, still in good shape. Dylan. My question was, how was that backstage atmosphere like towards the end of WCW?
You know the backstage. He wanted to know the what was the backstage atmosphere like in the last few days of WCW.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I wasn't there the last few days that they were, barely hanging on, because WCW had come to me after, I think about 6 months before everything ended, and they came to me and told me they wanted me to cut my pay in half, but work double, I think it was, and I just, at the time, that wasn't something I was interested in doing, and so I decided to, part ways with them, and then, 6 months later is when they went under, but I heard it was pretty bad.
Now, I know when, when you were in WCW, they had stuff like the Viagra on the pole match, whatnot. What were your thoughts of Vince Russo, working with Russo?
I guess I never worked, I didn't work too closely with him, it was for a very short time, but, I thought I actually thought he was good at what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Some of his ideas were crazy, but, I enjoyed working with him.
All right. Who would you say that you had, like, the most chemistry, like, on air with? Like, you enjoyed working with the most?
Gosh. I loved working with Stacy when we first started in WWE together. She's a really good friend of mine, so it was really fun working with her, and I just felt like we played off each other well. All of the people that I'm really good friends with, it was always just easier to work with. Victoria's a really good friend of mine, and I felt like I always had my best matches with her, even though they weren't all aired on TV. She's just such a good worker anyways, and gosh, who else?
David Flair.
Oh yeah, that was the best, David Flair. David Flair was great, but I just really didn't know what I was doing at that time, so I can't say anything was wonderful.
Right. Did you have another question, Inchman?
Let's see.
Barbie,
here.
the board. I know there's some people were writing in some questions there. Did you prefer working as a face or a heel? I know you didn't do a lot of work as a heel.
I actually loved working as a heel. But it never worked out for very long. I would always, shortly before I finally got Vince to let me turn heel with Candice, Michelle, and Victoria, I had begged him for probably 6 months straight to let me turn heel, and he's like, no one buys you as a heel. It's not right. And finally I begged him, I got him to let me turn heel, and I think it lasted like 4 months. He turned me back.
Right. Now, I hate to ask this because I don't want to bring up any bad memories or whatever, but we talked to Don about, the marriage and your dad working, Al Wilson, the whole storyline there. Was that awkward for you, having your dad on TV?
It was...
Or was it fun?
It was a little awkward. I mean, of course, given the situation of what the whole thing was about, and my father getting married in his underwear in the ring, and they asked him to stuff himself, and, my brothers are calling me going, what are you doing to Dad? And, it was definitely interesting. It was really fun. I don't get to see my dad very often, so, it was cool to be able to see him every week there for a while. I just, he didn't really know the wrestling business, so, he did some, he just didn't care who he said awkward things to, and he was asking Vince McMahon for rides in his limos, and, just, sometimes I just wanted to hide.
What would you say is, like, just your highlight for you, like, your career highlight for wrestling?
Gosh. As far as wrestling goes, I definitely saw myself improving a lot in the last, couple of years that I was working. The last year that I was working, I really felt myself improving, working matches with Victoria a lot. But, I don't know, I can't really, I wish I could say my highlight was winning the women's championship, but that never happened. And, I guess, one of the highlights would be, at the time that I did my first Playboy shoot, and Sable came in to do a big feud with me, and that was really fun.
Mm-hmm. Did you enjoy working with Sable? Was there any problems there, or was it fun?
No, she was good. I mean, there towards the end, I think there might have been a little animosity towards me for reasons unknown, but you know, for the most part, we got along great. It was fun doing our photo shoot together, and it's cool having someone there with me, making jokes all day long, and, you know, all that
right.
stuff.
A lot of people here ask in the chat room, so I better bring it up. Do you still travel with your little dog?
Of course. I have two little dogs. Chloe, the one that was on TV, and then Stewie, he's a little chihuahua that's 2 pounds, and I always traveled with both of them, but Chloe was the one on TV, and they still go everywhere with me. I have my own clothing store here in Houston, and they come to the store with me very often when I go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I kind of have a bone to pick with you regarding Chloe, because back in the day, when they were running WWE like a fantasy draft thing on their website, I actually picked Chloe for my team, and that was the week she stopped appearing on TV. So thanks for that.
Oh.
My score was awful as a result.
I'm so sorry. You know, it was hard because from the very beginning, I fought and fought and fought to have Chloe on TV with me, and I just thought it would be something different. And, you know, it's very heelish in a way, but it was something very different, and they just were adamant about not letting me bring that dog on TV. And finally, I just kind of just started bringing it on TV anyway, and she was actually getting over, and then he gave her own little fan page on WWE.com, and Chloe actually had a seizure when I was in the ring. I think she started getting nervous around all the people, so I just kind of ixnayed the whole thing.
Well, when you first went into WWE, did anybody treat you differently because you came from WCW?
And I think at the beginning, of course, you know, everyone that was with WWE probably felt a little threatened because this whole new company was coming over and spots were being, you know, there's only a certain amount of spots to be taken on TV. So, you know, you could definitely feel like we were the new kids on the block. But that quickly all changed, and I think we were all in everybody's team, and, you know, within 6 months, everybody was getting along great, and it was like we all worked for the same company the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Now, you brought up earlier about Nick Mitchell, that's your current boyfriend. Do you guys ever dress up as cheerleaders?
We do. Every single night, I do a cheer for him, and he does a cheer for me.
Excellent.
To put each other to sleep.
Oh, man. I'm thinking about
I was such a giant Mitch fan.
Uh-huh.
I was a
really?
big fan of Spirit. Yeah.
Well, we always thought that.
What did you say? You made a giant Mitch sign?
Huh? No, I was a giant Mitch fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I thought, well, first of all, the Spirit Squad was so entertaining. One of the most entertaining parts on TV, I always thought, and it's just a shame that they kind of just disintegrated.
Yeah, it was.
I loved him from the time he told Triple H to get a haircut and called him a hippie. That was just, I was sold from that moment on.
I don't remember that.
It
was glorious.
Mm-hmm. Well, we want to thank you for coming on tonight, because I know you're traveling somewhere. And everybody check out WrestlersRescue.org. That's this Saturday in Piscataway, New Jersey. Anything you want to tell everybody out there? You know why they should come to the event?
Well, I think it's, you know, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see all the people that are going to be there. I think they've got 31 celebrities there in total, which is just an amazing amount. And, you know, it's a great time for wrestling fans and Baywatch fans and Playboy fans and all the likes to come on down and hang out with us and get pictures taken and sign autographs. I think it's going to be a really fun night.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks for coming on tonight. Everybody can check out our website. We'll have the link right up there. And Dawn said earlier in the show that there's going to be a special. If you mention in your head, you can actually get your ticket for $100, $25 off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Excellent. Can we keep you here for 1 second?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the not-so-old Kimberly Page from the old World Championship Wrestling, and you're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com.